A genre is a category of art or culture, such as film and music. Genres are formed by conventions that change over time as new genres are invented and the use of old ones discontinued. Often, works fit into multiple genres by way of borrowing and recombining these conventions. Most of the movie genres have stayed the same, but have changed with the times. For example, sci-fi movies. They're the same in the way that they deal with aliens, but the political issues that we face right now are different than the ones in the 80s. The same goes with romance movies. Many now have the same basic theme, but most romance movies today deal with sex a lot more. On the other hand, there are genres such as action and horror. I think these two have probably stayed the same the most. Genre is used by both the audience and the producers of the film. For example, the producers of a film decide which genre their film is and then stick to this genre in order to appeal to that specific audience. It could be argued that certain producers choose the genre judging by its popularity in the mainstream media at the time in order to gain more views for the film and more money. The audience uses genre as well as producers. For example, a group of people might be interested in sci-fi films. In order to gain a better experience from choosing films to watch, they would find it easier to watch a film that has been labelled sci-fi rather than a film labelled romantic comedy. Genres are identified by certain conventions, such as sound, editing, content, and cinematography. For example, sci-fi films typically involve some kind of visually stunning settings, such as space, different planets, or futuristic cities. Examples of films like this: Star Trek, Star Wars, Planet of the Apes, and Metropolis. These kind of settings have changed over time due to the technology that is available. This means that instead of having to create a set for an alien planet, it can be computer generated. Sci-fi films also seem to follow a similar narrative. Most narratives in sci-fi are based on mystery and apocalyptic events. The number of films including apocalyptic events has raised in the years due to recent social awareness of things such as global warming, which influenced The Day After Tomorrow, and the Mayan calendar, which influenced the film 2012. There are usually stereotypical characters in sci-fi films, such as the lone hero against the evil aliens or supernatural beings. Sci-fi has changed over the years, as do all genres. This happens due to many different reasons. An example would be the technology that has advanced over the years. Where a film like 1968's Planet of the Apes uses studio sets for the setting, the producers are limited to the reality of the world around the characters, which restricts the film to be less action-packed and adventurous as they would like. On the other hand, a film such as I, Robot is filmed in front of a green screen, which an interesting and very big setting is needed, and the cost is not as great as the entire set. Over time, people have become more interested in the sci-fi genre. This is because of the events that have happened over time, such as events to cause government conspiracies such as 9/11 or Roswell. Advancements in technology that intrigue the audience, e.g. nanotechnology and robotics, which have been used to create films such as I, Robot, and new scientific finds such as the Moon and Mars landing, which were made way for films such as Apollo 18. Society has affected sci-fi, not changing. Society has affected sci-fi, not changed sci-fi directly. Although horror has been affected by the society, which tends to cross with sci-fi. Horror has become noticeably more violent and gory over the years, to an extent in which it is almost comedic. An example of this cross between sci-fi and exaggerated horror is the film Alien vs Predator. This excessive brutality has caused films to lose the narrative of the film. This has showed me that society's traditional concerns, such as a high standard of morality, have eroded.